Hello and welcome to the Daily Comic and Collectible, episode 335. Now today, the collectible of the day is the Mcfarlane Toys, DC Comics, Superpowers, The Flash action figure. In a freak accident, forensic scientist Barry Allen was struck by lightning and doused with chemicals, which gave him superpowers of the Speed Force. Now he uses these powers to defend his hometown of Central City from the forces of evil as the Flash. Continuing the legacy of the DC superpower line of the 1980s comes a brand new batch of your favorite heroes and villains in the classic Nostalgia series. This classic Flash figure stands 6 inches in scale and is featured in its classic DC Rebirth look. This retro-style figure features 5 points of articulation for posing and play, and comes in his iconic Superpowers blister card packaging with an updated artwork and logo reflecting your favorite characters, released in 2022 by Mcfarlane Toys. Now, the comic of the day is The Flash, Volume 1, issue number 337, with a cover date of September 1984, with story by Cary Bates, art by Carmine Infantino, and cover by Infantino. This story is titled, Beware the Speed Demons. Mayor Pinchot holds a press conference at the Flash Museum. He reveals that he publicly sullied the Flash's name while under control of the evil Pied Piper. Pinchot apologizes and lets it be known that the city council has released the funds to restore the Flash Museum, and he then rallies the public to continue to support the Flash. The Pied Piper, who is standing in the crowd in a disguise, is none too pleased with the mayor's turnaround. Meanwhile, while Police Captain Daryl Fry's cat is playing with Barry Allen's ring he found under the couch, out pops one of Flash's uniforms, and the cat drags it out into the yard to play before anyone can notice. Back in town, the Flash continues his heroic duties by catching 2 kidnappers who are holding the governor's mother for ransom. He manages to catch the crooks, free the woman, and catch a bullet in his mouth before handing over the bad guys to the police. It's then that Detective Curtis reassures the Flash that the city and its people still support the Scarlet Speedster, no matter what the DA says, and it makes Barry quite emotional, even shedding a tear. A little later, Captain Boomerang sends a remote-controlled boomerang to the Pied Piper's secret lair, and chastises the Piper for waging a psychological warfare against the Flash. Boomerang accuses him of cowardice, afraid to face the Flash like a true rogue. This angers the Pied Piper, who begins testing an array of weaponized pipes. With his confidence high, he prepares to confront the Flash, armed with his most devastating weapon, the Ultima Pipe. Meanwhile, back in town, the captain is meeting with the DA, Anton Slater, when he finds out from his wife that she found the ring belonging to the missing police forensic scientist Barry Allen. The captain is hoping it might help shed some light on what happened to Barry. Suddenly, a man fires a bazooka at District Attorney Slater, but luckily the Flash deflects it with a picket sign, saving Slater's life. While the culprit is taken away in handcuffs, Slater thanks Flash, but assures the Scarlet Speedster that he will convict the Flash for manslaughter. Somewhere outside of town, the Pied Piper begins playing his dreaded Ultima Pipe, and it begins summoning creatures known as speed demons. It's not long before a powerful dissonant sound is heard throughout Central City. The Flash follows the sound back to the Piper's pipe, and is lured right into his trap. The Flash begins to be viciously attacked by the speed demons, and they are even too fast for the Flash himself. As the demons circle around him, their radiation trails are able to completely paralyze him. The demons begin drawing the Flash higher and higher into the sky. The Pied Piper tells the Flash He has about 2 minutes to live. Continued in the next issue. Geek Fact. Unfortunately, the district attorney Anton Slater has it in for the Scarlet Speedster and has charged him with manslaughter. And he is determined to convict the Flash for the murder of Eobard Thawne, alias the Reverse Flash, in the State versus the Flash. Bonus Geek Fact. The Trial of the Flash was an extended Flash title storyline, lasting from issues 323 to the end of the series in issue 350. It's notable for ending the Barry Allen run of The Flash as a lead-in to Crisis on Infinite Earths. Side Geek Fact. The Reverse Flash wanted to kill his fiancée Fiona Webb, so Barry snapped his neck. Another bonus geek fact. Captain Boomerang, or George Harkness, was a recurring enemy of the Flash. He devised alternate boomerangs which could produce astonishing effects and used them ruthlessly. He became a staple member of the Rogues Gallery, a group of villains dedicated to opposing the Flash. And final geek fact. The Pied Piper, or Hartley Rathaway, was born deaf to incredibly rich parents. After his hearing was medically restored, he was amazed by music and sound. He developed a vast knowledge of sonics, and using this knowledge, he fought the Flash as the Pied Piper. The Pied Piper's first appearance was in The Flash, issue number 106, with the cover date of May 1959. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for another Daily Comic and Collectible, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. This is Cat Fan Comics Man, and I'll catch you on the flip. Over and out.